there was this fellow who was very uncertain about his life. He once said, I used to think I'm indecisive. Now I'm not so sure. Indecisiveness, doubts, second-guessing yourself, is a serious issue that faces most of us, if not all of us. What can you do about it? How do you get out of that paralysis of being trapped and just not making a move, which sometimes is much worse than even making a bad move? So please join me in this special program, the Kabbalah of Choices, 5 steps to overcome indecisiveness. Hi everyone, Simon Jacobson here. We will be speaking about the Kabbalah of Choices, 5 steps to overcome indecisiveness. This program is dedicated by Levi Marmelstein in honor of his father, Rab Shmuel Dov ben Yechiel Meir's yahrzeit on the 11th of Shvat. There was this fellow who was very uncertain about many aspects of his life. He suffered from uncertainty. And he once said, I used to think I'm indecisive. Now I'm not so sure. Does this resonate? Do you find yourself sometimes in a situation like that where you just can't make a decision and time passes, and because of the indecisiveness, you begin to become anxious and you finally say, I want something. There's an expression, there's no joy like one of resolving doubts. Doubts, indecisiveness, uncertainties are very debilitating because a human being, we're all wired in a way where we gravitate toward and we're drawn to certainty, to clarity, to confidence. Sometimes making a wrong move is better than making no move. What do they say? That the greatest risk of all is taking no risk. Obviously, we have to move forward with discretion and be prudent. But still, that place to be trapped in, and if you've ever been there, you know what it's like, is extremely disconcerting, demoralizing, debilitating in so many different ways. So what can we do about it? How do we deal with something like that? And this can be about small matters or about large matters. I can't tell you, one of the great challenges today is finding your soulmate, finding your match, finding your spouse. And the indecision around that. Is she or he the right person? Maybe there's someone better out there. This person may have certain qualities, but not other qualities. And then you get yourself stuck in this vicious cycle, literally like quicksand. And indecisiveness becomes your status quo. And that itself is a toxic poison that weakens your resolve, it weakens your confidence. You can't make a decision. And the same thing with other decisions we make in our lives. So this is a fact. This is an element in life, how to become more decisive, that affects virtually everything, because we all make decisions. We have to make decisions. And hence the Kabbalah of Choices. So there's a fascinating episode. Everybody knows the story of Exodus, Egypt. And when the Jewish people left, seemingly everything was great, right? Freedom. After hundreds of years of a Holocaust, of genocide, of enslavement, slave labor, and all that came with that, they're free. However, it's not over. The story's not over. 7 days after they left Egypt, they come before the Red Sea, or the Reed Sea. Okay. But there's a problem. Behind them, pursuing them, are the Egyptians that had a change of heart. They had all this free labor. Why did we let them go? So they were pursuing the Jewish people. So here you have the first documented story of being stuck between a rock and a hard place. The sea before them, their enemies behind them. Where do you go? What do you do? So there's a fascinating discussion based on a verse in the Bible that the people divided into 4 groups. Basically 4 different approaches to dealing with when you're trapped, when you feel stuck. And what happens? One group says, you know what, it's not worth it. We had, at least when we were slaves, we had the security of knowing who our masters were. It's true, we were not in control of our own lives. So that was the approach of resignation, surrender. Let's return back to Egypt. It's not worth this battle. The second group said, no, absolutely not. We will go to war against the Egyptians. A third group, we'll call them the religious approach, said, let us pray to God. God helped us till now. Let us pray to God to help us. And the fourth, we'll call it escapists,